What's good, everybody? This is Emmanuel Santiago, aka Marathon Manny, and today we're gonna discuss about marathon running, racing, running united, what this whole journey is all about. So today we're gonna talk about the cheap marathon, my journey with the Boston Marathon, and how everything came together. And it's just a blessing to be able to share this experience with you guys. So I decided to put a YouTube video together and get this journey on the road, and let's see what we can come out of it. But just to talk about first, the cheap marathon. I was with my team running United. It was about like 8 of us, I believe. I'll name them all. But we had about four first-time marathon runners, a couple more return marathon runners. That day I didn't actually run the marathon. I ran a half marathon that day because I was training and prepping for the Boston Marathon, which was the following week on Patriots Day, April 18th. This marathon was April 10th, I believe. But yeah, I was there with my buddies Harold, Ricky, Lenny, Slice, Birdo, Fab. Oh man, it was so many of us. Tom Martinez was a huge supporter with us that day. If I didn't mention Harold Murr, the Beast, was there that day. He was there with me in the Boston Marathon. But an amazing race, an amazing thing to see. Just, we come from pretty much nothing. Immigrants, I'm Dominican. I'm Spanish, Latino from the Dominican Republic. And born here in America though, but my parents immigrated here. And funny thing, I moved to the Dominican Republic when I was 9 years old. I lived there for 3 years in '98. So right about 2001 we came back. So I got to live that experience and and see the other side of the world, which is not in America. Completely different. Humbled me. It was something I feel like everybody needs to experience, and you'll be grateful for way more, which that kind of did for me. So we're all similar, all like that. So what brought us together, is this running. We've came together different ways, but in a great positive way. Running is, and now we're doing marathons. So it was just a great thing to see, great experience. Everybody performed great. Everybody finished, which was amazing. We had people doing things they never thought they could have done before, and it got done with having faith and facing discipline every day, and just training really hard. And hard work pays off if you focus on yourself and focus on the good things in life, and believe in yourself. It's very important if you believe in yourself. So it was just awesome to see. And after the race, we celebrated. We were, and that's the best point. It's joyful. It's not a reward. The reward is the victories between yourself, you versus you, and everybody won that day against themselves, together. So that was the reward at the end of the day. We, seeing the smiles on the families, on everybody's face. It's just like an outstanding thing to see. So yeah, it was successful. I ran an hour and 30 minutes. I didn't have a personal best that day, which is okay. I just wanted to see where I was at going into Boston. And speaking about Boston, like the way I got even into Boston, before I get into that, I wasn't even supposed to run in the Boston Marathon this year. And former coworker of mine, Mike Boyle. What's up, Mike? If you're seeing this. But he would always ask me if I was running, if I kept running, if I was training throughout work. I would see him like once a month. And I kept running, I just kept running. And prior to this, me and Harold ran the Bay State Marathon in October 2021. We were both trying to qualify. He had to run a 3:05, I had to run a 3. Harold is a way better runner than me. But we believed in ourselves that we could both do it. And that day we ran together. Mile like 18, I started slowing down a little bit. So I just told him to go, try to make it. I knew I wasn't gonna make it. So he took off, and he didn't actually make it. He ran a 3:04.59, incredible. He passed by 1 second. So I'm grateful to be able to help him help him get that. You know, it's great to see we worked as a team together. And I didn't qualify. I ran a 3:19 that day, which was my personal best. So I'll take that, which is absolutely amazing from a year prior. For not even a year prior, I ran a 4:07. So just staying disciplined with that. I continue to take discipline. After that, I continued to train the next day. Normally run like a half a marathon the next day from a marathon. It's just something I was just doing, and I just stopped because I didn't. I'll talk about that later, because definitely didn't happen after this year's marathon, but we'll get to that. So yeah, I stayed positive. One thing is I gotta keep training. I'll get in for 2023. Months go by. At my job, I was leaving my job because I was transferring to different jobs, changing careers, and I get a text, sign up for the Boston Marathon, etc., Hopkinton Police Department, and I just put two and two together because Mike was a former. I don't want to put his information out there, but he was he worked for the government. Let's just say that. And so I kind of got put two together, and I was like, wait a minute. Reached out. I was just like, was this you? It's like, yeah, unbelievable moment. It was like I said, it was a blessing from God. That how it happened. And this happened in like February. Managed to sign up right away. Got in. Got into the race with Harold. I mean, he was worried about running it alone too, which was, we started this running thing kind of together. Well, he started it. I saw him. I asked him questions about it, and then he got me involved. So just to be able to do that together was just a blessing. On top of that, we kind of started together. We first Boston Marathon together, and yeah. So Boston Marathon week. After that, it's back a couple training. I had a couple more runs. I took that week off, and then I ran on Sunday prior to Monday. A 4-mile run with the group, kind of like a shakeout run, which was a mistake because I ran a 6-minute mile, I think 6:10 mile at my end of the 4th mile, and I woke up the next day with my hamstrings hurting and my hip flexor was bothering me going into Boston, and I did a couple other dumb things I should have done during the week that I should have just relaxed more. But hey, you live and you learn, and this is what the marathon is all about. It's about learning experiences and failing to overcome the next obstacle, and you just gotta keep coming back. Don't give up, and keep coming back when you failed and obstacles occur. So Boston Expo weekend, we're here, we're there. Unbelievable experience, unreal just to be there and check all the vendors out. Got some information on Martin gels. The Gatorade stands were there. I saw a bunch of all types of runners. So like a united, it was a united feeling. So that was awesome as well. Checking that all out down in Boston, right off Boylston Street at the convention center, like right down the street from the finish line. So that was pretty cool to see. There was thousands of people everywhere. Like it was just crazy. Like people everywhere. I was taking pictures, talking, trying to conversate with people and all that fun stuff. But it was just a phenomenal experience just going in. I was very calm going into Boston. There's a lot of you get a lot of nervousness. Watching a lot of people on YouTube and seeing their experience and what to expect of the day of, and and it's so secure too. Boston, there's high security everywhere, so you have to learn how to navigate when you got there. So just trying to get like the friends and supporters, like where should I be, and how I was honestly my whole race didn't even know if I was gonna see one person around, just because like I just didn't know what I was expecting. But we got there Monday morning early. Day of the race was Patriots Day, Monday, April 18th. And Harold actually had to go in earlier because he was on wave 2. So I didn't even get to meet up with him. I got dropped off by my nephews at the Boston Commons. That's where they were picking people up in those buses. And come to realize, and honestly, I didn't even need to take a bus to the start line. I could have just drove there because I had my nephew drop me off and drive there because they were gonna just they were gonna watch me start. So that's a learning experience. If you don't have to take the bus, don't take the bus, because it's a waste of time. I feel like that kind of threw me off my game a little bit. I didn't even have time to warm up. We got there 30 minutes late, so literally by the time I walked to the start line, we started. And I was luckily jogging a little bit and like got to use the bathrooms twice before I got out there, which I needed to use the bathroom multiple more times. It just, like you live and you learn. It was my first Boston Marathon. So you gotta just enjoy the journey and figure it out and get there again and adjust, just kind of adjust things. But that was pretty much that. And then once we so I know Harold started earlier, so I was tracking him on my phone, and then until I started, because I had to get rid of my phone before I started. And the race was just unbelievable. When I say unbelievable, like people everywhere, thousands of people. When I started, I've never seen so many people in a race. Like there was about 25,000 runners or 30. I've never seen so many people like in front of me. I couldn't even get around people. Like I felt like you see a group of ants. You go to the beach or the park somewhere and you see a group of ants everywhere. That's exactly was the first thing I pictured when I saw that. I was like, this is pretty wild. But we managed to navigate, because I'm trying to get a PR of 3 hours. I was trying to run Boston on 3 hours. That was my actual goal time. And so first mile, I was just gonna, I'm gonna just go off the floodgates. As soon as they open, I'm flying like a horse. I couldn't even do that. I was running into people jumping off and on the sidewalks. It was interesting. And luckily when I met this guy at the starting line, and we started together. We were trying to work together the whole time. But and I was just excited too. I got excited at one point, kind of took off. The fans got to me. The energy was so surreal. I always say, like I said, it was like feeling like a professional athlete. Because everybody was cheering you on, and I was just, let's go, just cheering everybody on. People would just their energy would rise when they would see that. So it was surreal. I seen a couple of friends on the road too, Angel, Kelby, thank you guys. I see Kyle out there, Kyle Molnar. Danielle was out there. A lot of people, man, a lot of supporters, man. Like I saw them throughout the race. JB over there, and it was just amazing, like all these people just throughout the race was just showing me all that support. And so as I'm running throughout the race, I'm feeling good. Mile 6 I'm going, mile 12, 13 I'm going, and as we're going mile 13, I'm still feeling good. I think I got through in an hour and 30 minutes. I felt good. When I was going down the hills, I was slowing myself down. I did study the course a few times, so I was kind of going with the strategy. When I was at like 650, the first 2-3 miles, I was slow. I'm fine. I actually got energy now. I was planning on going way faster, and so just kept going. And then mile 18 came around. I saw Angel and Kelby again. They handed me like a special drink I had from Martin, and I don't know, my stomach was feeling kind of weird. It's getting cramped at first. I had to stop to use the bathroom, which I never do. So that's when I kind of knew, like, all right, I'm not gonna hit 3 hours. Let's try to hit 3:10 because I want to get into Chicago. I wanted to get into Chicago this year, so that was Plan B for the run. So as I got to 21, on top of Breakout Hill, that just took me out. Breakout Hill took me out. My legs cramped up. I was literally walking for 2 miles. On the way, I saw another guy. We were working together. Whoever you are, man, if you see this, thank you. There was another guy, he came up to me. He was running around, dancing around, I don't know how, mile 22. And it was just tough. And he's like, go to the med tent. They got special spray. That's all I remember. And they were spraying my legs with the special spray, and I was able to run again. It happened like twice. I couldn't, like, my legs were just cramped up, like, to the max. I was screaming to the top of my lungs. And then the special spray worked. Man, it's like start running again, right? Like a mile and a half, right, going into Boylston towards the finish line. Finished strong. I saw my family hit that corner when you get into Boylston Street. Everybody talks about that moment. It was like the Super Bowl of anything you can experience. people was just screaming loud, and that's when I was just raising my hands up again, let's go, and people were just going completely nuts. And I see my family there, that got me even more crazy. Like, it was just it was a very emotional moment. I gave all the glory to God, because, you know, and throughout this journey, God has guided me here. He got me there. It was a blessing to even be there. Like, you know, it was unsurreal. Like, I stopped before the finish line. I had to take my hat off and my glasses off and give Jesus Christ all the glory. And then, you know, cross the finish line. I see my pastor and Harold there. We had a huge moment, amazing moment. Oh man, it was just a surreal experience that everybody needs to experience. Like I said, it was the Super Bowl of the Super Bowls. If you want to experience the Super Bowl, if you're not in the NFL, run the Boston Marathon, because that's the Super Bowl of Super Bowls. It's the oldest marathon in the world. It's one of the biggest marathons in the world. One of the major 6 marathons in the world. I ended up running 3 hours and 45 minutes. Mile 22 and 23, I went from running sub 7 miles to 15 and 50-minute mile, and like another 11 and another like 11, and then I picked it up with like an 8 something to finish off. But you know, we got it done 3:45. I was exhausted, I was beat up, been healing up for the last couple of days. Harold Murr, he ran a 2 hours and 48 minutes. Like, this guy is unreal to me, because he ran a marathon. He ran the cheap marathon on Sunday. The week following, he ran a 2:53 and had a personal best to get into Boston for 2023. That was his goal. So he ran a 3:05 in October with me, ran a 2:53, and then a week later in the Boston Marathon, he runs a 2:48. And throughout the week, he ran 2 10-mile runs. So it's just, I don't understand. Like, it's just unbelievable, but God is unreal. So, you know, we give him the glory at the end of the day. You know, this was the award we got. This is the medal. I can't believe I got this. This is just, you know, not only a few chosen few have this, which is awesome. You know, I get to hold a piece of this history right here, and then hopefully, you know, my kids can see this, and you know, and it can motivate them to run a marathon, or motivate them to get an award, you know, a trophy. I didn't fail to mention my ribbon from the cheap half marathon. It looks all messed up because, believe it or not, when I came home that day, my dog Gotham, I guess he picked it up on the floor and just chewed it up. But this is what my ribbon looks like. They give you a ribbon for running that. Here's a better view. I ran the cheap marathon last year. I actually had a personal best of 3:24. That's what it would, you know, there's the difference. But yeah, that was just an unreal overall experience. Just like all the guys did an amazing job in the cheap marathon. You know, they were still running. They ran 5K races in between after that, and we're just gonna keep running. Goal is run a 3-hour marathon. I have to break that because I need to get into Boston next year. I still got 2 more marathons to run this year, which hopefully, you know, we're gonna get some footage of that and put it out there. I hope you guys, like, you know, enjoyed this video today. We're gonna keep doing more stuff. We're gonna keep bringing more excitement, more marathons, give you a real taste of what Running United is really about, and just keep trying to bring more, and just to everybody else, and do good, spread good, show love, get more runners involved, get more people involved, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is the running, you know, Running United is about just running united, you know, together we can all be better, and that's the goal of everything at the end of the day, and being there for each other and showing support. So appreciate y'all for taking the time, checking out this video. I hope you guys enjoy it and have fun. Hit that like, drop a comment, and appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel. Peace. Marathon Manny is out.